Listen to me. You were not born to be average. You were not created just to survive, pay bills, and settle for less. Deep down, you know there's more inside of you. Something greater, something extraordinary. And the only thing standing between where you are and where you could be are the habits you choose every single day. Extraordinary is not something that just falls into your lap. Too many people sit back and wait for life to hand them opportunities as if greatness is some lottery ticket that only a few lucky people win. The truth is, extraordinary is built. It is crafted through daily decisions, small actions that may not look like much in the moment, but compound over time into something powerful. Every person you see living at an extraordinary level didn't get there by accident. They built it through sacrifice, through discipline, through refusing to live like everyone else. They understood that average is the default, but extraordinary is a choice you make every single day. Think about it when you wake up and decide to hit snooze instead of getting up early. You're building a habit that leans toward average. When you choose to binge, watch shows instead of studying, reading, or working on your goals, you're reinforcing average. Extraordinary doesn't tolerate that. Extraordinary demands you take control of your minutes, your hours, your days, because time wasted is opportunity wasted. The difference between the person who stays stuck and the one who rises is not talent or background. It's the decision to build extraordinary habits. It's about showing up when no one claps for you. It's about grinding when no one notices. Extraordinary is built when you keep your promises to yourself. When you do what you said you were going to do long after the excitement is gone. It's built when you push past comfort, when you trade in excuses for execution. The truth is, extraordinary doesn't just happen. It is earned one choice, one action, one habit at a time. And if you want it, you have to build it with your own hands every single day. Your habits are the blueprint of your life. They shape your direction more than motivation, more than talent, and more than intention ever could. People often say they want success, but their daily actions don't match the level of success they claim to desire. You cannot live an extraordinary life with average habits because habits become who you are. If your routine is filled with procrastination, distractions, and shortcuts, your life will reflect exactly that. On the other hand, if your habits are grounded in discipline, focus, and consistent effort, you will eventually rise to an extraordinary level. The reason habits are so powerful is because they create momentum. What you do consistently becomes automatic, and that automatic behavior drives your outcomes. If you are used to reading, learning, and planning, you naturally grow. If you are used to skipping tasks, wasting time, and avoiding discomfort, you naturally remain stuck. Habits operate in the background, shaping your identity and future without you even realizing it. That's why average people stay average. Not because they lack potential, but because they never change the routines that are holding them back. If you want to change your life, you don't need to make massive leaps all at once. You need to start replacing small, destructive habits with constructive ones. Waking up earlier, staying committed to exercise, limiting negativity, focusing on learning, and tracking progress are all habits that may look small in the moment, but are life-changing over time. Extraordinary is simply the sum of extraordinary habits repeated until they become part of who you are. You cannot separate your life from your habits. They dictate your growth, your mindset, and ultimately the level you rise to. Change your habits and you change your entire future. One of the biggest differences between those who live an average life and those who achieve extraordinary success is their relationship with discipline and comfort. Average people often seek what feels good in the moment. They look for shortcuts. They choose the easy way out. They avoid the grind because it is uncomfortable. But extraordinary people make a different choice. They value discipline more than comfort because they understand comfort keeps you stuck while discipline moves you forward. Every great achievement requires sacrifice, and sacrifice is never comfortable. When you wake up earlier than you feel like, when you push through a workout even though your body is tired, when you study or work on your goals while others are relaxing, you are building the muscle of discipline. That muscle becomes the foundation for every level of growth. Discipline is the force that pushes you to stay consistent when motivation fades. Comfort, on the other hand, is seductive. It tells you to rest when you should rise, to stop when you should push, to settle when you should strive. Those who stay in comfort zones remain average because comfort never demands more from you. Choosing discipline does not mean life becomes easy, but it does mean life becomes purposeful. The pain of discipline is temporary. but the rewards are lasting. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you reinforce the mindset of someone who is not willing to settle. You prove to yourself that you are capable of pushing beyond limits. Extraordinary people don't wait for the right mood or perfect conditions. They take action regardless of how they feel. By making discipline a daily practice, you unlock levels of strength, focus, and growth that comfort could never give you. Consistency is the great equalizer. It does not matter if someone is smarter, more talented, or has more resources than you. If you show up every single day with discipline and commitment, you can surpass them. Talent can give someone a head start, but if they fail to work at it daily, it eventually fades. Consistency, however, compounds. The person who puts in effort day after day, even without recognition or immediate results, will always move further than the one who only works when it is convenient. Think about it. The gym doesn't transform your body in one intense session, but through countless small sessions stacked together. Reading one book won't make you an expert, but reading consistently builds a mind full of knowledge. Posting one video won't grow a platform, but creating consistently builds an audience. The secret is not found in one massive action. It's found in small actions done again and again until they create momentum. Consistency is what turns habits into identity and identity into destiny. Most people quit too early. They get frustrated because results don't show up right away. But extraordinary people keep going long after others have stopped. They trust the process, knowing that the effort invested today may not pay off immediately, but will create rewards tomorrow. Consistency teaches patience, strengthens resilience, and builds credibility with yourself. It proves that you can rely on your own word and trust your own actions. Extraordinary people don't chase perfection, they chase progress. They show up on good days, bad days, and ordinary days. Over time, that relentless consistency becomes unstoppable. While talent might shine for a moment, consistency ensures that you stay in the game long enough to win. Consistency is the bridge between average and extraordinary. Small habits may look insignificant in the moment, but they carry the power to reshape your entire life. Too often people believe they need to make drastic changes all at once in order to see success. But the truth is that greatness is built from the small, daily choices that add up over time. Reading a few pages every day might not feel life-changing, but over a year it turns into several books, filling your mind with knowledge that can shift your perspective and open new opportunities. Choosing to exercise for even 20 minutes each day may not show instant results, but those small investments compound into strength, health, and energy that transform how you live. The same is true with planning and managing your time. Taking a few minutes each night to prepare for the next day sets you up for clarity and focus, while skipping that step often leads to wasted time and distraction. Extraordinary outcomes rarely come from one grand decision. They come from consistently doing the little things that average people overlook. These small habits create momentum, and once momentum is on your side, growth becomes almost automatic. What makes small habits powerful is that they don't feel overwhelming, but over time they rewire your mind and body to operate at a higher standard. Each positive habit is a seed planted, and with consistency it grows into a tree that bears fruit year after year. On the flip side, small negative habits also compound, leading to wasted years and unrealized potential. That's why being intentional about every little choice matters. By mastering the small, you prepare yourself for the big. Extraordinary lives are nothing more than ordinary days stacked with small, smart, disciplined habits that never stop building. Extraordinary is not something hidden in the outside world, waiting to be discovered. It is already inside you, waiting to be activated through the choices you make each day. Too often people believe they need the perfect opportunity, more resources, or someone else's approval to start living at a higher level. The truth is, everything you need to shift from average to extraordinary is already within you. What determines whether it shows up is the habits and decisions you commit to consistently. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, you unlock a piece of that extraordinary potential. Every time you take action instead of making excuses, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more. It is not about suddenly becoming a completely different person. It is about discovering and unleashing the best version of yourself that has been there all along. Extraordinary is not reserved for the most talented or the most privileged. It belongs to the ones willing to believe in their ability to change and act on that belief. When you realize that extraordinary lives inside of you, excuses lose their power. You no longer wait for someone to save you or open a door for you. You start creating your own opportunities because you trust the strength already in your hands. This shift in mindset changes everything. You move from hoping to owning, from wishing to working, from doubting to doing. The more you align your habits with the extraordinary within you, the more it becomes your natural state. It is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming who we're meant to be all along. Extraordinary is not out of reach. It is unlocked through your daily choices, and it is waiting for you to step into it fully. The truth is, you don't need to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect opportunity. Extraordinary is already inside of you, waiting to be unleashed through habits you live out daily. Average will always be easy, but extraordinary will always be worth it. So decide today, are you going to keep settling for average, or are you ready to rise, build the habits, and step into the extraordinary life you were created for?